Yeah, 2022 is quickly becoming in our rearview mirror, and it has been absolutely a remarkable week. You know, from the beginning, the setup was done well paced in advance. The crowds were spectacular. The weather was perfect. I don't think you could ever say that this wasn't the best one we've ever had. I thought it was fascinating on the first Monday of the show that the FAA contacted us to let us know that more airplanes had landed here than at O'Hare or Hartsfield, which is in Atlanta, on those given days, they were about 2,100 airplanes, we were at 3,400 airplanes. So it's remarkable how busy and how safe it was. I think seeing the number of families here was well beyond what I've seen in the past, and it was great to see mom and dad and the kids all in tow and taking in AirVenture, and that's really refreshing because that's our future. You know, this year we undertook another attempt at a one-week wonder, which is the process of building an airplane in 1 week, and it was a Sonics kit with a Rotax engine, which is a new configuration for that airplane.
So the reason EAA does this is we have a great workshop program in a home-built area, but if you walk through the main gate at AirVenture, you might have no idea that half of these aircraft on the field are home-built aircraft, and that it's affordable, that you can take advantage of the latest technology. So really what we're trying to do is get the person who has no idea that they can build an aircraft to start thinking about it, and the person that's thinking about it to take that next step and actually build a kit.
It's Van's aircraft 50th anniversary. That one's really also very special and unique. He really changed the whole game in the experimental amateur built kit market with incredibly well engineered, well designed, really top-notch performance airplanes. Without them, and if they hadn't been successful, I'm not sure where general aviation would be, because today there are more experimental amateur built airplanes built and certified and put on the registry than all of the Part 23 manufacturers together.
Well, a lot of people think the concept of building your own aircraft is crazy, but more than 40,000 people have done it. So although it's not commonplace, it is not completely uncommon. And with the support programs that EAA has, there's no reason you shouldn't be successful.
We're on the south end of the AirVenture grounds, where there's a grass runway down here, which is used by the ultralights and light planes and home-built rotorcraft. And this area is called the Fun Fly Zone because it's where the fun is. It's where the interesting flying machines that people fly for pure enjoyment. '22 is the 40th anniversary of this Part 103 ultralight vehicles regulation. So that means 1982 this was enacted. There was a big move, you know, deregulation. And that's kind of maybe what you think of ultralights as, is personal freedoms, accountability, do things with less government intervention. AirVenture's great, and there's a lot of airplanes here. But when you come to the Fun Fly Zone, you see really interesting flying machines in different configurations. And it's fun to watch them off the grass runway down here, because you can stand along the fence and really get a good view of the aircraft and the pilot and how they're operating it. You know, being on the flight line right on the fence, you're just up close and personal with the Twilight Flight Fest and what's happening there. Some of those are like 20 feet away. You're right there, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it. You can imagine yourself right there. And I think that's what really draws people down to the Twilight Flight Fest.
Well, we had a fantastic year. The numbers are up. We don't have a final count yet, but in our judging category, we were well up over previous years. And I think what we're seeing is during the COVID, people didn't have time or couldn't do anything else. So they brought that project that was in their hangar for 5 years out and started to work on it or commission it to a restoration shop. And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor. And we're really seeing some good stuff. We're seeing a lot of antiques again. We're seeing our classics, have always been our staple, the Arankas, the Cubs, the Taylor Crafts. And contemporary is really becoming big because we've got now the Bonanzas, the Comanches, the Cherokees that people travel in.
I think that, when you look at some of the quality of the restorations of some of the vintage airplanes, I was a little blown away about how many beautiful vintage airplanes showed up. They're not daily flyers, but just museum pieces. So it was, all in all, there was so much to see and so much to do, which was really, really fun.
Well, the Warbirds area encompasses enough space to accommodate about 500 airplanes. It's located on the north end of the complex here. And we have everything from the whole gamut of former military aircraft, mainly from World War II through or 1970s era. We have an area called Warbird Alley, that's where we are standing right now. And this area features all the show planes that are basically the best of the best. And every day the alley changes, different lineup, different planes, different themes. And it's really, if you're going to be taking pictures of airplanes here at Oshkosh, you have to come to Warbird Alley.
It's been a tremendous year, beat all expectations from our members as far as how much they enjoyed it and what we had to offer. We couldn't be more excited. Now we get to start planning for 2023, and we're even more pumped up for that because we know we've got the formula to get it right. So we're looking forward to everybody coming back next July for another wonderful convention.